Show me.
I'm the Martial Arts Film Freak, and I watched Blade of the 47 Ronin.
Clan, all the samurai, they need you now more than ever.
Blade of the 47 Ronin is a 2022 film directed by Ron Juan, starring so many people here. Starring Anna Akana, you've got Teresa Ting, Mike Moe, Dustin Nguyen, Chris Pang, so many more people, Chikako Fukuyama, Mark Dacascos, of course, Luna Fujimoto, Akira Koyama from Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. He was the master in that. Nino Furuhata, Yoshi Sudarso, and of course, Dan Southworth. Blade of the 47 Ronin is a sequel story to the tale of the 47 Ronin, a continuation of the war between clans, and the Blade of the 47 Ronin can only be wielded by the final descendant of the 47 Ronin, and only the final descendant can put an end to the war. On top of that base plot there is also sort of this B-plot of the new person who is the final descendant. From what we know, she must be trained by sort of this hothead person in the group, and they don't really get along that well, and the hothead person kind of disobeys orders all the time, but they have to sort of take responsibility for this mission because this mission is the fate of the world kind of thing. I did quite enjoy that story and the relationship between those two characters. And characters is a very good part of this movie. While I do wish that each of them did have some scenes where they got to sort of flesh out their personality a bit more, I did enjoy our core group of heroes here. I thought they all worked really well. I enjoyed our villains mostly just because I love Dan Southworth, and Yoshi Sudarso looks like an anime character, and I'll take that all day. Dustin Nguyen's character is a lot of fun, this sort of samurai who is far more into the modern times and likes guns and stuff. Anytime he's about to get into a fight, he's like, I don't have time for this, I'm going to shoot you. While I enjoyed the characters, not all the acting is great. There are a few times that some of the performances are a bit iffy, especially whenever, they've got to express some extreme sadness. I know it's hard to cry, but whew, it was a little bit rough. That's fine, though. Crying's hard. There is a lot of CG blood. Pretty much almost all of the blood in this movie is CGI. And while it is iffy, while it is not great, it's kind of distracting at times. What I do at least appreciate is that it's consistent, that it makes sense. I've seen a lot of movies that use CGI blood and you see the blood splatter, but you don't see it go anywhere. You don't see it stain the clothes. You don't see it stain the blade. But they actually do pay attention to stuff like that here. You see it stains on the clothes. You see it on the swords, mostly so that they can flick it off and then it goes somewhere else. So they're paying attention and keeping the consistency, what is it called? Continuity is what I'm wanting. There's a lot of movies that don't do that. They just show blood splatter and then that's it. No, this movie has the splatter. It has where it goes. It has staining. It has this and that. And that's something really basic to want. But it's really jarring when you see those movies where it's blood splatter and then it's like, oh, where'd it go? It evaporated. It's really jarring, and I didn't feel jarred by this movie. Although sometimes it was a little bit jarring because the CGI was so iffy at times. Oh, I forgot to say this movie does have two twists. They're very related twists. Once you get the first twist, you're going to get the second twist. And once you get that first twist, you really see that second one coming just a mile away. I don't mind stuff like that. I'm in for the ride. I'm cool with it. But, if you're going into this trying to be shocked or something, you're not going to be. But with this cast and this director, we got to talk about the martial arts. Got to talk about that action because, it's a lot of good names here that can bust out some good moves. I was worried. I was scared. Because sometimes when you add martial arts with sort of a modern mysticalness, it's not always great. as much as I stick up for Wu Assassins, there are moments in Wu Assassins that do not work because they're trying too much to blend the fantasy and the magic with the martial arts. But then you have something like the movie Arahan, great South Korean movie, does it really well. But my worries and my fears were put to rest off of that first fight scene. That first fight scene is a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed the ways they blended the magic with the swords, with the martial arts. There's a great kill at the beginning where one guy sort of throws a bad guy and the other one just like slices him midair. That's what I want. That's the good stuff. I want that creativity. Unfortunately, my problem with the martial arts with the fight scenes and the action in most of this movie is that creativity kind of goes out the window. Now, I love a good sword fight. I love a good katana. I love, the slicing and the dicing. But this movie got a bit monotonous with its action at times. A lot of it is just, there's only a handful of magic users, so they're not doing a whole lot of that. So it's just swords with swords with swords with swords. And eventually it just becomes a lot of that. And it's like, okay, this choreography is good. It's shot well. This movie is shot very well. I can see everything, and I much appreciate that. But the choreography, even though it is good choreography, it's just like, okay, another sword fight. Okay, another sword fight. Okay, another sword fight. Which is why I like when, they mix it up and they add a little bit of diversity. Diversity is the spice of life. I think the word is variety, and I said diversity, but it's the same thing. Synonyms. For instance, Mike Mo, I do enjoy a lot of what Mike Mo does here. It's because he gets to mix his sword work with some taekwondo kicks. So anytime he gets to do that stuff, I had a lot of fun. Another good example would be towards the end there is a fight between, and this segment really only lasts like 10 seconds, but I enjoyed it a lot. There was a fight between Dustin Nguyen and Akira Koyama, and it is both of them trying to unsheath their swords. And it's just them grappling, only arms, a lot of locks, and just shoving the blade back in the sheath. And just both of them trying to get it out, shove it back in, try to get it out, shove it back in. It works really well. I also just kicked under the table, but you can't see that. Also, Dustin Nguyen, again, with the guns, he'll do sword in one hand, gun with the other, and he'll use the sword for some cutting and a little bit of locking people in place and shooting them, or he'll use it just to, make some distance, get some shots in. That's fun. That's the diversity that I want. That is the variety that I want. You just have a bunch of sword fights that are just, okay, these sword fights are well choreographed, but that's kind of all they are. You're having them face a bunch of faceless henchmen, which is good. I like the idea of the masked henchmen mostly just because I can tell that they're probably just recycling stunt people. But after you've had, 3 one versus many sword fights, they're very similar. Case in point, what's it called? One versus Samurai, Crazy Samurai 1 versus 400 or something. The movie was boring. Not to say the fight scenes here are boring. Again, they're well choreographed. They're just very similar. My favorite fight was the finale, pretty much, in which our 3 core heroes, Mike Mo, Anna Akana, and Teresa Ting, are all going up against Dan Southworth. And the reason I like that is, again, it's variety. You're getting swords, you're getting the taekwondo, you're getting whatever the crap Dan Southworth is doing. It's a lot of blocking and parrying and stuff. And his martial arts is fantastic. He looks fantastic in this movie. All of his fight scenes are good. You're getting a little bit of magic in there. You get a little bit of gun in there. It's variety, and that's why I appreciated it. Also because it looked cool. It was good. I'm also somehow forgetting Yoshi Sudarso versus Mike Mo. Those are 2 great people, and I will watch them fight anytime. Yoshi Sudarso looked like an anime character, and Mike Mo looked like a cyberpunk ninja. I'm down for it. In conclusion, I am going to give Blade of the 47 Ronin, directed by Ron Wan. I'm going to go give this, 3 Witchblades out of 5. 3 Witchblades out of 5 feels good, sounds good, and I think is about right. I did enjoy watching this movie. There were, like I said, some fight scenes that just felt monotonous and a bit boring. The characters could have maybe used a little bit more spice and a little bit more personality, but I enjoyed all their relationships. I enjoyed our core group of characters. And you know what? I enjoyed the story enough, even though those twists, were pretty easy to see coming. And of course, those few fight scenes that I loved, I genuinely really, really enjoyed. Dan Southworth, I need more Dan Southworth in my life. And it's not because he's my favorite Power Ranger. It's because anytime he has a fight scene in anything, it's the best fight scene in anything that he's doing. But tell me your thoughts on Blade of the 47 Ronin in the comment section down below. Who is your favorite actor in this movie? Who is your favorite? Who has your favorite fight scene if you've seen it? It's on Netflix. You can also get it on VOD if you're not on Netflix. Which honestly, if you're not on Netflix, just what are you doing? You're not. It's 2022. Get on Netflix. You can also get this on Blu-ray. So go buy it if you liked it. I'm probably going to pick this up later this week. Tell me all those things in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Head over to Facebook, where is the Martial Arts Film Freak Facebook page, Instagram, Martial Arts Film Freak, Tristan_Glover on the Twitter, and Martial Arts Film Freak on TikTok. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.